Hello there, church family. Here with this week's preview for my coming message on May the 17th. As we continue our study in the book of Romans, The Road Now Taken, and we continue our emphasis on Romans chapter 5, verses 12 through 21, specifically looking at verses 13 through 17 in the title of the message, Death and Life. Last week, we looked at kind of what Paul called the essence, the bottom line. Here are the facts in verses 12 and then 18 through 21 to say that because of Adam, all are under the influence of sin and fallenness and a rebellion against God. And because of what Jesus has done, all of those who have come under his influence have been impacted by what Jesus came and did, living a sinless life, going to the cross, dying in our place, and rising again as our Savior and Lord. All have been made alive and are able to live righteously versus sinfully. So then we're going to take that look at those verses that we skipped around in verses 13 to 17 this coming Sunday. But I want us to focus primarily in this preview on just one verse, and let me read that for you. It is Romans chapter 5 and verse 15. In that verse we see, "But the gift is not like the trespass. For if by the one man's trespass the many died, how much more have the grace of God and the gift which comes through the grace of the one man Jesus Christ overflowed to the many." And so I'm looking forward to focusing on this and all of what is in these verses 13 to 17 this coming Sunday. To say that, the gift is the emphasis here. Here's the gift is not like the trespass. Now, there'll be more to be said about what does the word gift there mean, and it's very significant for us. But also there, it says the gift is not like the trespass. And I'm here to tell you that is good news on a number of levels. In fact, there are a number of opportunities for us to see how important that truth is, that the gift is not like the trespass, and it also says in the subsequent verse, the sin. And so we'll look at more of those details, but I want to focus on just one, and it's right here in the verse that we just read. One very wonderful reason we can celebrate the truth of the fact that the gift is not like the trespass is found there. It says, "How much more have the grace of God and the gift which comes through the grace of the one man Jesus Christ overflowed to the many." And catch that word overflowed. There's a lot around there. There's a lot in all of that verse, but I want us to see that word overflowed right there. And so when we hear that same word in the exact same way is used in another one of Paul's letters in Ephesians chapter 1, verses 7 and 8. Let's get the full context for the use that Paul has when he writes to that group of Christians. He says this, "In him," that's talking about Jesus, "in him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of our trespasses according to the riches of his grace that he richly poured out on us with all wisdom and understanding." And that phrase there, richly poured out, is the exact same word that is translated overflowed in Romans chapter 5 and verse 15. So that's the connotation, if you will, if we want to get a fuller definition of that word that is used there when we say that the grace of the one man Jesus Christ overflowed to the many, making the gift different than the trespass. That's what it means. It is richly poured out. It is abundance. It is definitely more than we are able to ask or think, and definitely much more than any of us deserves when it comes to our relationship with God and his great love, his mercy, and his grace. So thank you for tuning into this. I look forward again, as all of your ministerial pastoral staff do, in worshiping together via live stream this coming Sunday, 10 a.m. I look forward to having everybody tune in. Bring a friend along, and by that I mean ask them to tune in with you. And let's have a great time together as we worship our Lord. By grace alone. See you around.